Let's try. Don't jump. Try to get as level as possible. That way, if you do any, we can see your curviliveness or lack thereof. By the way, I looked it up, and it's the knees coming forward, and essentially doing the opposite of screwing your feet in for this, where your ankles come in. And like that happens a lot when people are just like, they set up for the squat and they go down, and it's like this. You're pushing like on the inside. You need to like externally rotate everything so you're on your outside, so the arms form essentially.
Alright.
And like a good way of thinking of it on the deadlift and the squats is to have weight here, and weight here, in terms of like contact, and then the actual weight should be right above your midfoot. Do you want to try these?
Sure.
You don't be limber enough? Just right off the bat.
Maybe, let's see.
So screw your. You gotta think about. So
yeah,
bring your
like
toes in a little bit. Yeah, bring your toes in a little bit so you can get a real. Yeah, there you go. And then the farther you need to bring out your toes. If you want to point them out more, it's easier to get down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And remember, knees out. That's you're constantly thinking that. That was a good squat.
It's cold.
Yeah. Go a little deeper if you can. Put that beer.
I'm worried about plumber ass.
They were worried about what?
Plumber ass.
Oh, pull up your shit.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's see. What are we starting with? Today is not Wednesday. What the fuck? Oh, today's Wednesday. I'm retarded. I'm going crazy. Today's my one rep. One more. I'm excited. 5 again? Yep. I need a 25. And 2.5. Can you lower it down?
Oh.
Thanks, dog. Yeah, you gotta. Okay, so bring your feet a little, not closer together, but more pointed forward, and really think about that screw. Because if you, if I could take a picture right now, I can see all the weight is right here. Do you feel it there?
No, that's like I feel it.
Because your knee's not even tracking the outside of your foot; it's tracking the inside.
So I need my.
Oh, you can already see the weight getting off those ankles. There you go. You really got to shut your knees out, as hard as you can. it's not gonna hurt shoving them out.
Just like that's not a motion I'm used to.
Yeah, no, I understand. But that looks infinitely better on your ankles.
Like you need some weight on there.
So like, you're starting here and you're just trying to just turn your feet out as hard as you can. In the same, and then your knees instead of like, because like this, you can see if the weight is here. And that's what you were doing. And you're going like this versus this, which is complete. This is how you squat, you know?
Yeah.
Versus here. You just, oh, yeah, when you start getting heavy, it's gonna be, no. But that you're already getting really deep. Like I could never put that knee starting off. I don't know what I did now. I need a 25, a 10, a 115, and a 5. Yep. Okay, a little bit closer.
What do you think would be a good increment? This is going to be my final.
Just try 5 on each side.
On your side?
You don't have without having the form down, just.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking for a good increment because it's not really enough to feel the weight where I should be feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I know with the bar, like I used to run with the bar, and I still do sometimes, but it's like it's completely different than the weighted.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to smash it.
Yeah. I wasn't going to do 25s on it.
We do the same as your bench if you want, which is just 2 10s.
Let's try. I guess we try that.
We just do 2 5s. There's no reason to rush anything.
Yep. I do not have another 5 over here.
You
Well,
should.
I'm just going to use a 10. Or are you talking? Never mind.
Yeah, sorry, 2 5s total. I raised it up one for you. Oh. Really think about shoving those knees out. Also, you have absolutely no hip drive. Hip drive is the opposite of the hip hinge. And I remember we had problems with that, so that might be something you want to do today again. Because with the squat, even if you go high bar, you gotta have a little bit of hip hinge. You're literally just putting all the force on your knees. You can probably feel that too, like right above your knees. Do you feel it? This is
I feel more of my hamstrings.
This is where you're at right here. But you just gotta, like, if you're gonna back squat, you literally, I mean, my knees barely move. But if you're gonna high bar, then you keep doing what you're doing, but you need to at least like engage the hips to protect your lower back.
I was doing some of those earlier today because I thought we were doing squats.
Yeah. Those are called primal patterns that you have to learn, period. So if you ever want to do those while you're just sitting at home, that's awesome. It's like the push-up, the push-ups. These are all primal movements. But if you want a high bar, I mean, you're doing it pretty much spot on. You're straight up and down with your back. That's perfect. So if you want to stick with that. 150. 35. 2.5. And then we go piss. Sneaky sons of bitch.
Have you cut?
No, still doing it. You said you're done?
Yeah. Checking for bears.
What's up?
I said checking for bears.
Yeah. Don't do too many of those. That shit's real bad for your knees.
Yeah, I'm not going to do too many.
Versus like the squat and shit. Actually, the only exercise that puts nothing but shear on the knee. And there's no benefit to shear. Yeah, you're getting really low. Yeah, you're about to go for a sec. And your heels are starting to come up a little bit off the ground. That's because you're putting weight on the front of your foot. So you'll have to think about pushing with your heels and stuff like that. And it's also a mobility thing. I mean, you can only go so far with your knee before you reach your current. But I mean, you'll get really flexible if you keep squatting. I think it's a 2.5 already on there.
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, 10 and 2. Because I only need 185, 195, 205, 210.
Alright, close.
If I can squat 3 plates, multiple reps, that'll be like my goal, my end life goal for my body weight, for what I can get up to. Some people bench press it.
There's a guy in Texas broke the high school record. He benched 700 pounds.
Oh, okay, that wasn't who I was talking about. No, black boy though, he freaking deadlifted 710 and squatted 780 and looked.
That might have been the guy, because it's just.
Yeah, but he benched 500 too, and he looks effortless. And I don't think he's on steroids yet. He could be, but he's huge though. Oh,
Some people are just really fucking strong.
man, I like on the squat though, he was just like, and I was like, what? You forgot to straight. Like, what the fuck? That's 700 fucking pounds. Remember the thing where you're like struggling for a second? Nope. He's just like, if he gets like a really good coach.
I imagine he has.
In high school though, I mean,
Pros somewhat recruit high schoolers.
yeah. They might try to make him play football or something, but I think he should that's just ridiculous. That's people, like, they're on steroids and that's what they're pulling. They're just fucking huge.
I imagine he's going to go into football. Like, there's
Just a lot of money.
no reason to be that
Oh,
strong.
never mind, he did. He signed, if it's the same guy, I saw him sitting there with his mom, like, signing with Nebraska. When I knew that, it's like green and yellow.
Nebraska's not green and yellow.
I wasn't sure he was wearing, I guess.
Oregon's green and yellow.
Maybe that's who it was.
Well, so is Baylor in Texas.
210 for 3. I need 245s and a 5. I want 7. Let's see what happens. I don't know, whenever the weight gets heavy, after I get it up, I like try really hard at the end and it like rips up. Instead of like saving my energy. Blood pressure is fucking, I see dots. That's what it is.
Do you want to add 100?
Huh?
At 100?
Yeah. That felt really fast. I think that was more than my 5 plus. I don't even know how many that was. Whew. Let's see if we hit depth. I'll show you what your this. I think did I say that already?
Parallel.
Yeah, your hip needs to be below this guy. For below parallel. If you say above parallel, everything stays on your quads constantly. I'm already quad dominant, just in general, like as a species. Our hamstrings don't do unless you're a sprinter. Once you hit both. Alright, 1, 2. That was kind of high. Oh, I was like, that was easy. I don't know why, I like shaking my head like really hard. It like wakes your body up. And you notice like, I'm not even using my knees really. Like it's literally sit back, and then right here, the only thing I'm doing is, but so all this is like shooting out as hard as I can. I'm just making hips up. And this, I'm not even thinking about this, I'm just keeping it tight. And it brings itself up. I had a really bad time of, I don't know why, but I would do this. Like really hard, and my freaking, yeah. And I do a little mini thrust. So I try to make my hips go bad. It's probably really bad at higher weights later.
Yeah, I imagine just
Because you're putting your lower back. That's like a cue for me that I gotta stop it. Normally I would keep going, but that type of training has not came with gains. I would say stop 1 or 2 short of failure. I'd like a back view, that'd be awesome too, to see if the knees are coming in at all. Because right at this point, a lot of people's knees come in right there. I go for 9. That's awesome. According to the 1 rep max calculator, 20 pounds. That's awesome. If you could just leave 1 on the ground. Because I'll be moving it up too. Did you want to do these? These are amazing for hamstring.
What are you doing?
Stiff like a deadlift.
I should probably try.
So, essentially all you're doing is, don't do what I did and freaking lock your knees out. But you're gonna make sure your back is safe. You know, like always, never pick up anything when it's not flat. And then just bring it back for a sec. And then unlock your knees essentially, just doing this. And then down until, now this is going to be different for you or for me, for anybody. Go until, like, okay, right here, my lower back, you can't see it, but my lower back's getting out. It's starting to round because I can't fight my hamstrings anymore. Then up. Complete thrust. And then down. Like that. And you'll feel how tight your hamstrings are from sitting all the time. Look, you're already, this has got to stay here. Keep going. I'm just going to keep hitting this. This needs to stay tight. See, it's already bent, so bring it back up. As soon as that gets out, you got to stop. But it'll get stronger.
That's about where it gives out.
Okay. And do you feel your hamstrings pulling against your lower back? That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I feel my hamstrings going crazy.
Yep. That's your lower back trying to stay straight.
That's pretty sad. That's
You're looking try to put your legs a little bit closer together so you can get a little more of, yeah, there you go. See, now you're getting more range. Oh, don't give up that back though. Really thinking about sticking your butt out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
like
That'll,
that.
yeah, that'll force your lower back to stay tight.
Okay.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with that here. Everyone starts somewhere.
Oh.
What are you? Is it your lower back?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're definitely not deadlifting until you get that thing strong.
Yep.
So that's good that you're doing these though. I need a 95, 10, and 2.5. I'm sorry, 25.
You're jumping up.
It's just easier at 95. They let you go really easy on the session work. Man, I didn't feel tired. I think I should have gone for another one.
No, that's, you don't.
I know, that's what I was doing before though, and it worked when I was a newbie because that wasn't my true failure. It was just like, oh, I'm tired. But now I know how to actually push that, and I was not recovering ever. Everything stalled. Oops. This is a new exercise, so it's fun. You want to try again?
No, I think we're gonna rest for a little while longer. I'll go after you do your next set.
Okay. I just need a 35 and the 2.5. Actually, let's try that. That's a pain for you to squat like that. My squat has stayed the same forever, no matter what rep range I go. There's always the same estimated 1 rep max, and now it's skyrocketing. I'm telling you, that's the most tiring thing by yourself is working out the weights. Because you're wondering when rest time's done. You're like, I just got done moving on the weight. sat at 10. Oh, don't get lazy on the ball. You gotta make sure they're even.
I mean,
If you're doing it. My old training partners would put on the weights however they went on, which made the like 45, and that doesn't seem like a huge difference, but it is when you get heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if they put in like a different color of a 10-pound, like.
I just didn't see that 2.5 initially. But yeah, I know to have highest to lowest from in to out. That way you're not having it's like
it's like a 5-pound difference. You put the 45 2 plates over. So. This does kill your lower back, man. I didn't feel this last time at all. I felt it more in my hamstrings. It's killing my lower back. When I cut, I used to have a Christmas tree on my back. Like it would go from the mid back down. It was awesome. And then I bulked. I'm bulking, and it goes away. It sucks.
Are you using beefcake? 4,000?
No. I'm trying to get. Seriously, if I ever do go like on any kind of performance enhancement thing, there's no way I'm doing 1 meal a day. It's too many calories. Like 3,200 right now is like I'm gonna throw up when I'm done every time. Well, if I ate like dirty stuff, it'd be easier. Chocolate chips or something versus potatoes. You ever eaten like 800 grams of potatoes?
I don't know. I don't count the grams of potatoes I eat. I probably have the
I'm
one.
gonna say, yeah. What else? We got sit-ups and oh fuck, some lunges. Those were awesome last time. So I don't have to do 5 sets this time. Well, I didn't have to the first time. You should try some hip or not extensions, hinges. Do you have the thrusting down? Like when you're on the ground, does it feel right to thrust? It's just the hinge.
The thrusting is fine. It is the like moving back since that's not a like moving forward. That's fine, but just like I want.
It's called the Psoas that does.
I have no idea.
Psoas, it's a weird name. But you don't use it except for that.
Yeah, I want to use my knees. Like that's the huge.
Yeah, and I saw that. Remember when we hit against the wall, you're just actually just falling back essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't even remember you being there. Dad moved that. No. You're fucking up my feng shui. That would be awesome when I actually need one of these. luckily that's like all I did was sit-ups early on, so my core's pretty good. Although I didn't, like, there's no way to work your fucking obliques before deadlifts besides those side bend guys. There we go.
That's what the machines are good for.
Isolation stuff. Well, you can never really truly isolate, but emphasized isolation exercises.
Yeah, because like there are the things where you're pulling something to your side and you're just twisting. That works that side.
I don't like isolation stuff, but like, how do you get side delts without a lateral raise? Like, there is no compound movement to move your arm away from your body from the side. Does that make sense?
So
Like, if you can think of one, I'm all ears. Because I work my rear and my front delts like fucking crazy with pulling and pushing. Those get worked. But the sides, I don't know how to. I don't know how to isolate that.
what is this called? Where you have
Lateral raise.
Yeah.
That's all. But that's not compound movement.
Yeah,
like, I like compound.
There's nothing like you can't.
It's like doing your leg like this.
I guess if you were to like do like this and then, but no, that works.
Yeah. Even with this, all you're doing is your hip flexor. And your hip flexors, when you take a wide stance, squat, or a deadlift, these motherfuckers are getting worked. Like, so you don't need to be an asshole to do this. But your arms, there's nothing, like, this never gets tired. Except when I'm holding some. And, no latches, every day, like, that's what I'm trying to. Oh, fuck, these lunges kick my ass every time.
It's also good if you can just continue walking with your lunge.
Yeah, that's what all the like pros do with their lunges. They go in the fucking parking lot. And of course, they have like 100 pounds on each side, which is insane for lunges. They just walk all the way down. I mean, I could do it out there, but that's just asking to fucking fuck your ankle up. All those roots and shit. If we got rid of this, I could go. There'd be so much room to get another rack. Fuck. This is at least semi-useful for some bullshit. This is just, I hate it. That is knee fuck up city. Everyone always told me that you can't do squats because they fuck up your knees, and I started squatting with proper form, and I've yet to have an injury of the knee.
You're more likely to hurt your back.
I don't agree with it because I was not doing my shit right at the beginning. Like deadlifting, I was literally doing this. Well, no, okay, I set up right, but I do this.
Yeah, that's
Take
why.
my knees completely out.
That's why when I was the short time that I was actually going to the gym, I was avoiding using the bar because I did not trust myself alone. I wanted to get a base before I actually did anything.
I got my dad who's got like a retarded amount of experience, but his mechanics are completely different. Like he uses his stomach to squat, deadlift, and you don't think about stuff like that, but he does. I'm like, I can't. He's like, use your stomach to bounce it off your legs at the bottom of the squat. I'm like, my stomach doesn't touch my legs. What the fuck? Oops. And I don't like high bar. Like I would love to get into Olympic lifting, but However, like the back squat does not carry over, or I'm sorry, the low bar does not carry over the moving at all. They don't even use their hamstring really. Some of the guys are awesome though. Like there's so much skill involved in that.
Which is why it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah. You know they got rid of
Wrestling.
yeah. I thought that was like almost like the original sport.
It was. It was in the original Greek Olympics.
Then how can just because it doesn't attract people?
I guess.
And I loved it.
People don't want to see sweaty balls on top of
Like yeah, one of the fastest growing sports, period, is MMA right now. Which is just non-striking wrestling.
I hate
Or wrestling.
them humping each other on the fucking ground. I understand why, but it's.
I like it a lot. But I have a background
It just looks like I'm watching gay porn.
without the dicks. It's
Sometimes.
softcore. It's softcore. How did dicks be looking out? I haven't watched it in a while, apparently.
Well, sometimes people get a little aroused and it shows up in their little unitard that they're wearing, which is awesome.
I hope they'd be wearing a cup. What the fuck? God, I've been hitting the ball, so there's no way I wouldn't. I've been hitting the ball so many times. It's never the very skilled people you're afraid to go against. It's always the little young kids that you're training. You know you're going to get kicked right in the balls. Yep. Balls are done. Why was I not doing lunges earlier? This is front squats. Oops. That's borderline cardio. I don't like it. Luckily, I don't get those because I don't have anything in my stomach.
What?
Oh, does it sound like you're talking?
No, it's good.
I used to have really bad gas doing like, I used to jump rope straight. By the way, if you want to fucking lose weight, jump rope for 20 minutes. I couldn't do it at the beginning. It would be like 30 seconds, rest. 30 seconds, rest. 30, like up to 5 minutes and done. And I kept working out. Now, well, I can't say now. I did get up to 20 minutes straight, like really quick. And then you realize, like, do you ever see people like do doubles and triples? I always thought that was like, you know, just whip it as fast as you can, but it's more about how long you're in the air.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't know that. And then I realized, like, it's the squat. It's triple extension. And like the deadlift, triple extension. How well you can do that, how well you can keep that pattern going.
That's why boxers jump rope.
Yeah. I used to love watching Mike Tyson videos and stuff like that. He wasn't even like that great of a boxer, but he was really fun to watch.
He was powerful. That was his main thing.
Torque, man. He wasn't like long, but he was all like hips and ass and just.
My favorite fight though was when Lennox beat his ass.
Man. And not quit, guys. He picked him. Tyson was definitely a skilled brawler, if you could call him that, but Lennox Lewis just picked him apart. Long arms, first off, because they're both heavyweights. Tyson just weighed an absolute. And he was very skilled. He was just.
And all the shit Mike Tyson was talking beforehand, the fight before the fight.
Yeah.
And then Lennox just played with him.
Yeah. After that, he went on to lose 2 more fights. And then he quit, and then he stopped. He just wasn't the same.
And
He was
no
like 32.
No one cared about boxing afterwards.
I didn't say.
I don't even know who the heavyweight champion is. And there are like 6 different boxing leagues.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is the exercise that fucks up my forearms, which is weird. But my thumbs are holding all the weight, and like this guy got fucking nasty, like just really gnarly. That's your thumb.
Well, you don't really work your forearm.
In my grip, I do. Like I used to use just like hook grip for everything, and then I just said fuck that and just use these on the last one, and that lets me use my. And I also used to do my heaviest set first, so I never got to build grip strength. I can't believe what I was thinking. That doesn't make any sense now. Now that I get to do this, like essentially my 2 working squat sets were just nice warm-ups to get the pattern. Even though I've done the squat 100 times, it's nice to have it just done it lightly, or relatively lightly. You gonna do anything, dog? How about some hip extensions or hip hinges?
I think I'm gonna do that at home. I just feel like I'm starting to get sick. I can tell. So,
dude, I have not gotten sick since I started. I don't know if it's intermittent fasting, if it's just decent eating.
well, it's probably a mixture of decent eating and if you work out, your immune system builds up. But like I have a fucking thing in the back of my throat and I can tell I'm just gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah, my mom passed in 2011, and I like stressed the fuck out, and I had from like here on my back all the way across to the back of my arm, I broke out in chicken pox or like the later form. Starts with an S, I think.
Yeah, it does. Shingles.
Shingles, yeah. It didn't go away from mine. It was so fucking painful. And they said like stress weakens your immune system, so that's always sits there, that virus. But when you become weak, it dominates you essentially. I was like, awesome. And then that's when I decided, okay, I need to figure something out because I was doing the whole 1,200 calories, like just really low because that's why I needed to lose weight at the time, and eating 5 times a day. That was awful. Just did not suit me. It works for people. It does. It's obvious it does, but it's really easy to hit your macros in one meal. So you just keep adding shit till you hit it. It's nice. Versus, oh, I only have 400 calories for dinner. I turned my phone off once. That's good. You alright?
Yeah. I've been sick so often I can tell when I'm going to get sicker.
I used to get sick a lot. It was more like I could just feel lethargic and I knew I was going to get sick soon. Like I didn't feel sick, I could just feel my energy kind of going down.
I feel like a slight burning in the back of my throat. That's how I tell that I'm going to get like pretty sick.
I think the pants added something to that squat. Because I only did 8 at 225, and then I came in today did 9 at 235.
Maybe you're Superman.
I think I cheated. I don't know, it's kind of tight up here. I don't know if that. I think I cheated. I'll do pants this next time. Actually, next week's a deload week. Which is like gonna be a joke. It's 50% of your maximum, so it's I'm gonna be squatting like 160.
So you'll still be doing without me.
Oh, it's all relative. Our bodies don't know the difference. Me doing that is the same thing as you doing whatever you're doing to your body. That's what's awesome. It's just stress. Your body responds to stress. Freaking throat was straining. That's when you're not using your abs anymore. Oh, I'm just trying to finish the rim and your legs. Alright, good job, mate. Thank God there's a heater in here.
During the summer, you're going to say, thank God there's an air conditioner in here.
Yeah. It's not bad when you get in here, but after your first working set, it's like,
Now, this
It's hard.
doesn't have any vents or anything.
huh?
I said this doesn't have any vents or anything, so it's just builds up in here.
Yeah. It's really bad when it's really humid outside, because then it gets real nasty in here. And everything kind of rusts a little bit more. What am I doing? Fuck. My quads. Calves. It's kind of cool learning about. Like I didn't realize that the calves and the hamstrings and the lower back, like all those are tied in, and the quad, the hamstring, the bicep, with the tricep, they all pull on the joints equally. That's why when someone's
Well,
not equally, but
the quad, bicep, and tricep don't. Or were you separating?
sorry, I was saying hamstring, quad, tricep, bicep, tricep.
I was like,
But
that's
when people are quad dominant and stuff like that, that's when you get knee injuries because there's constant strain. If they're building all this up, because it's the show muscle, it's the same with the. Too many people don't work the tricep either. Like they want thick arms. The bicep is tiny. The tricep's fucking huge. Like you bang that bigger, your whole arm's gonna be huge.
yeah, that's what my dad said too. He was like, you want to work this while ignoring this.
Yeah. And the bicep's great for stabilizing the tricep. You don't use the bicep most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like let's do your shit.
This is like such a
It's an American thing though. Like it's not really big everywhere else.
well, like other people do the shit like this.
Bodybuilders, yeah. But like over Olympic lifting is huge. You know, they're like in Russia and Europe in general, like they don't use biceps. They lock shit out over their head. They don't need biceps.
Double fisting.
What? Alright, let's stretch that ass. This guy. It took a long time to get these like stretched too. Like you don't realize how tight all that is from not ever using it and sitting all the time. So yeah, honestly, if I were to like give myself tips before when I first started, it would be a stretch and roll and recuperate. Put that down. And to stop running. Because that just makes you have to eat more food. Unless conditioning is important, like if you're in a sport, yeah, go for it.
I probably should start running. I hate going outside in our neighborhood. I keep thinking I'm gonna get hit by a car.
Jesus, man, you got some anxiety issues. I had anxiety issues too. Like when Josh had me like trying to smoke weed and stuff, I would get like super anxious, super paranoid. Everyone's out to fucking get me.
That did not happen to me a few times next month.
It's just not for me. That's just not it. I don't enjoy that.
The first time, I had like this gigantic boost of energy. I just wanted to start running.
I think I wouldn't say I was there, but maybe
I think you were.
Because I do remember you acting pretty crazy. But I don't think I got high that night. Oh, you know what the greatest thing was though? Eating Quiznos subs while stupid high. Like everything tastes so like I still remember the way that my tongue reacted to the food. Like I still remember the sensation. It was nuts. It's kind of like
why the fast food industry exists.
Yeah. Everyone says McDonald's is bad for you and all that, but sometimes it's just nice. I can't even remember the last time I've had fast food, but sometimes it's just nice to have good shit.
McDonald's does have stuff that's good for you. No one ever buys that shit.
Yeah. Why when you have sugar fries and shit like that? I'll eat some sugar fries. Do we do bad on time or good? 6-4, that's really good. We've been talking. I'm talking. That was quick. I felt really good about those squats. That just felt good. That felt like it's always hard to find your stance. It takes a long time because everyone's like, oh, squat wide. But then you realize that motherfucker's shaped like this with his shoulders. It's like, you squat wide. Like, I'm not built like you, or squat narrow, but it's like, I don't feel strong there at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spout shit off to you, but you got to do what works for you.
I was told it's almost shoulder length apart, just a little bit wider. But whatever's comfortable for you.
Because in the end, it's your body. Like, this being the same distance as this while someone else might have a little bit longer, that's going to change everything. And you know what I really hate is both these guys are really tall compared to me, and they were like, you squat more because I'm tall. I'm like, you realize not one of the strongest men in the world, not one is under 6 foot, and they're all squatting like 700 something pounds, but you're saying you can't squat because you're tall.
It is easier for you at certain weights, but after a certain point, the mechanical advantage of being short is overrun by just the sheer amount of weight.
I will also say that you put on, or you look like you put on mass here, because it is over a much smaller area. It does, like I look like I just started working, like right away I look like I started working out. And I can agree that but a tall person is going to be just as strong as me if he works out for the same amount of time. He just might not look it. Now that I will agree with. And and the whole pound for pound thing, I try not to worry about that, because there's some like 4'5" dude who holds the record for that, and no one's going to touch that. Like, he, deadlifted 350, but he weighed, 90-something fucking pounds. Like, no one's gonna touch that.
Strongest 4th grader in the world. Could you imagine that was a 4th grader that set that record? Be a fucking schoolyard bully.
Oh, there's a 13-year-old girl who benched 240. I don't bench 240. Now, they say she's on steroids, and she has a crazy arch. So she, goes here to here, but she still took that weight, brought it down here, and brought it up.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
This is extremely sexist, but it's true. Women are not anywhere near as strong as men.
They're not. But that's not sexist.
Well,
how is that sexist?
Because it's a separation of the sexes.
But it's scientifically true. We both have completely different hormones and makeup. All I know is women can endure pain a lot more than men. That's the only thing I know that they do better. And have babies. That whole thing. And we all start off as women. We just get the friggin' testosterone.
It's almost impossible to judge pain tolerance.
Yeah, well, that's the same with any emotion, really.
Yeah, so you can't say specifically that women have higher pain tolerance than men.
Let me say more women have gone through a lot more pain than I will.
But
same for men.
Certain kidney stones that guys have passed.
Yeah. That's what they say is the comparison to giving childbirth and all that. I don't know, man. And you know what sucks is I got a big ass head for my height, for my size. So I did not fit. I mean, my girl is tiny. And all the ways you think tiny, like that's not gonna be fun. I do not have. I would never want to. The whole like carrying around a baby, I'd be 100% down for it. But I don't want to shoot that out. And I wouldn't want to be on epidural, so I don't.
Why not?
I don't want to not be. I don't like not being in control. That's why I don't like being high. I don't like anything that's like. I don't like alcohol for that reason. I love stimulants though. Like that just gets you. But I'm sure there's a point where you go out of control.
Well, do you want some stimulants?
Did we move anything? I think it was our shit still there.
We didn't move anything.
Like the one time he did box squats with a safety mark. He barely comes in here though. He loves going and just hanging out with a bunch of people. They're like, oh, I'm so strong. This is my, oh shit. Going on forever.